Do these new claims over lockdown signal an end to your political career?
He'd been on lucrative speaking engagements in America.
Mr. Johnson, what did the WhatsApp messages tell us about your behaviour during lockdown?
At Dulles Airport, Virginia, talk of COVID lockdown breaches was harder.
Is your political career over, Mr. Johnson? Sir, you're being paid a lot of money in a speaking engagement in the United States.
I'm going to stand back. So I'm going to ask you to please stand back.
Mr. Johnson, will you be further embarrassed by your WhatsApp messages during lockdown?
Boris Johnson hadn't addressed fresh claims that he broke COVID restrictions. Heading for a flight home, for the first time, he
Mr.
did.
Johnson, you have form in terms of breaking the law on COVID. Have you broken it again?
No, and I've been here to talk about Ukraine. That's what I've been doing. And
why wouldn't you talk about COVID? You're being accused of breaking the law at Chequers and at Downing Street, did you?
no, but look.
If it's proved that you did, are you finished as a politician?
The answer is that, as I said before, there was absolutely no rule breaking, and
What proof do you have of that?
well, look, those who want to make allegations should make allegations, and so far nobody has. And you want my honest view, I think this whole thing is completely nonsensical. And look, I've got to check in for a flight now.
The contents of ministerial diaries have been reported to police as evidence of lockdown breaches. If the former Prime Minister had been reluctant to talk about it at first, suddenly he wasn't.
If you wanted to interview with me, I'll happily talk to you. This whole thing is a load of nonsense from beginning to end, and we've made that clear in the statements that I've issued. I think that it's ridiculous that elements in my diary should be cherry-picked and handed over to the police, to the Privileges Committee, without even anybody having the basic common sense to ask me what these entries referred to.
What do they refer to?
There is absolutely nothing in those entries that constitutes rule breaking during COVID restrictions, okay?
Mingling with friends at Chequers when you shouldn't have been.
No, that is absolutely not what those diary entries show. That is not what those diary entries show, and the whole thing is totally nonsensical.
Who is trying to stitch you up, Mr. Johnson? Who do you think is trying to stitch you up?
You may well ask.
Boris Johnson's office had spoken of a political stitch-up amidst divisions in the Conservative Party.
Let's go.
Who is trying to stitch you up, sir? Is it Richie Sunak?
Look, I think it's totally. Where are you? Come on, where are you?
About impeding us, sir.
Yeah.
I've asked you.
It's okay. It's okay. He's from Sky News. He's from Sky News. He's entitled to ask me questions, and I'm going to tell you. I just think it's totally nonsensical. You talk about a stitch-up.
You've spoken about a stitch-up.
You
said you're being stitched. You said originally you were being stitched up by whom? Richie Sunak? I mean, there's talk of a skip fire
for reasons that somebody somewhere thinks it's sensible to do this. I don't.
There's talk of a skip fire in the Tory party. Would you encourage that? And do you see that as a potential comeback for you?
The questions fly back to the UK with him. The baggage he can't lose. James Matthews, Sky News in Washington.